When it comes to streaming on Twitch, it can be pretty hard to grow your channel. You can try a lot of things like playing different games or collabing with other streamers, but if that doesn't work, there's always the option to become a 20,000 plus viewer stream by just cheating your way to the top. Hi, I'm Austin. You're hopefully having a decent start to your school year if you still have to do all that stuff. And today, we're talking about the ongoing Fextralife controversy and how recently they were banned from a Baldur's Gate 3 subreddit, and then popular streamer Asmongold called them out for their obvious view botting on their Twitch channel. For context, Fextralife is a company that runs a video game news and resource website that acts as a wiki, providing walkthrough guides and other information on games. They also run some popular Twitch and YouTube channels. They've also had a long history of people calling them out for view botting. This happened recently back in 2021 when Ludwig called them out following the game New World releasing. Back then, he showed evidence that they somehow had over 60,000 live viewers after 24 hours.
But you might notice something. They do not have 60,000 people in their chat. Their total chatters is 36,000, even though they've been live for 26 hours. I guess for some comparison, I have 21,000 and I've been live for 90 minutes with less than half the viewers.
And the view botting was brought up again the following year after the Fextralife wiki was caught multiple times spreading misinformation about Elden Ring. More recently, the topic of view botting was brought up in the mainstream after Opera GX, the browser company, debuted their VTuber GX Aura, which somehow instantly started stream on Twitch with 75,000 viewers. This caused many people on Twitter to question the ethics of Twitch for what they allow certain creators to get away with. The news also linked back to the frequent view botting of other shady companies like Fextralife. That same day, a mod on the Baldur's Gate 3 builds subreddit stated that they have evidence of links to the community wiki page being auto-downvoted by around a dozen bots every morning. They first saw signs when a user's comment that was well written with a correct answer and a link to the community wiki page was downvoted so quickly by so many people that it created a lot of confusion in the replies after that as to how that could have happened. This forced the mod to keep an eye out for similar unusual activity. They go on to present 4 more examples of comments from other users that linked to the community wiki page that were unfairly mass downvoted. The mod decided to run a few more tests with answers to newer posts linking back to the wiki. This led to 3 more instances of rapid downvoting happening, with one reply getting downvoted to -7 within seconds of making the post. Clearly, something fishy is going on. The mod's conclusion at the end of this post is that it's beyond a doubt that some form of vote manipulation is going on. This post led to so much of the community immediately suspecting Fextralife of being the ones manipulating the votes that subreddit mods had to come in the next day and start taking down the wave of negative posts. This culminated in the previously mentioned subreddit mod updating their vote speculation post. They found a new instance in which they were able to take somebody else's criticism of Fextralife and copy-paste it into a comment on a 2-year-old post. After a few minutes, the comment was somehow downvoted to -9 votes. Absolutely impossible unless there's some sort of bot. Ultimately, they came to the decision to ban any Fextralife wiki links from the subreddit due to the likelihood of them causing vote manipulation. If it isn't obvious yet why Fextralife might be mass downvoting any community wiki links, it's so it gets buried and their Fextralife wiki can get to the top of the replies underneath any question every time. Notably, the mod includes an edit at the top of the post stating that Fextralife politely reached out regarding the accusations, saying that they vehemently state that they are not the ones behind these actions and are more interested in finding out who did it than preventing any kind of blacklist. They wish it to be stated that the actions discussed could be done by anyone, whether that be a third party thinking their actions would help the Fextralife wiki, or a third party which is hostile to the wiki. Kind of a suspicious defense, but we'll get to that later. News about Fextralife being banned from the Baldur's Gate 3 builds subreddit blew up after the popular creator Asmongold covered it on stream. He revealed another reply from a mod on that subreddit that shares, "Fextralife reached out to us asking us to stop people talking badly about them. We didn't, but later did because every other post was turning into a circle jerk about them that was impossible to moderate. Fextralife was not understanding of our position or the role of the subreddit, and simply demanded we stop talking about him because it's a personal attack and it's slander. I doubt they are likely to admit to anything. Asmongold goes on to explain in this clip how they managed to viewbot their Twitch streams by embedding it on the Fextralife wiki.
They're a wiki website, and they embed inside of the wiki their stream, which then bots their stream up to the top of pretty much any directory. They'll have anywhere between 10 to 40,000 viewers regularly whenever there's nobody talking in chat.
Overall, just extremely shady behavior that seems to have been going on for a long time. Things go quiet for a few days, and then Asmongold follows up on August 25th by continuing to call out Fextralife during a stream on his second channel. He starts by questioning if the brand they're being sponsored by currently knows the channel is being viewbotted.
You know, I wonder if Rocat knows that they're viewbotting.
He then calls out the stream for having 32,000 viewers, while no viewers are typing in chat.
This is a person that has 32,000 viewers. Nobody is typing in chat. And what I wonder is that I wonder if Rocat knows that they're being finessed. Because, like, you're not selling Rocat or Immortals to Avenum to 32,000 people. You're selling it to probably 2,000 people at most.
Saying,
and that's what's sad, is that these people poison the well for every single other content creator to make money.
Adding that,
it's a disgrace. The fact that Twitch hasn't done anything about this is a joke.
And that's just classic Twitch, wasting time on features nobody wants or needs, while allowing viewbotted streams to steal the viewership and sponsors from any smaller creator. He says,
Twitch doesn't give a fuck, yeah. And that's the thing, is like, how are we really gonna get mad at them? They're just playing the game. They're not breaking any rules. Really, they're not breaking any rules. They're not doing anything wrong. So really, it's on Twitch.
Then adding,
let's not be naive here. They know what they're doing. They know the negative effects of what they're doing. And they know that I think whenever they give these sponsors their viewership numbers, that it's a lie. And I think that's fraud. I do. I think it's fraud.
Asmongold goes on to explain again how they embed the stream on the wiki page. And his coverage of the situation ends in the weirdest way possible. The Fextralife streamer suddenly rage ends the stream after finding out Asmongold is talking about the channel. But not before calling Asmongold bald and then doing the cringiest thing possible.
Asmongold, if you're here, fuck you.
That's the wrong one.
All right. I hope you enjoyed.
Wait, yo, that's the wrong...
Fuck you.
Jesus.
Just a surefire way to not come out on top in that situation. But following this interaction, the online criticism of Fextralife grew to unmanageable levels. And that night, Fextralife, whoever's behind this, uploaded a lengthy forum post to their wiki, setting the record straight for their community. It's titled, Important Ongoing Harassment. They start by saying, we don't normally get involved with drama, as the whole purpose of those posts is to create responses like this one and farm people for outrage content. However, given the horrible and absurd nature of the accusations, we want to set the record straight with our community. They then explain that they started Fextralife in order to help people play games regardless of their busy lives. In the next paragraph, they lay out the details of the Baldur's Gate 3 builds subreddit situation, claiming that the subreddit mod behind the original post also writes content for a, quote, small Baldur's Gate wiki site that is marketing itself as a Fextra alternative, and then they frame the allegations as unfounded, saying, he allegedly conducted a test that supposedly showed him that if he posted something bad about Fextralife, he would get downvoted. He also claims that he suspected there was also downvoting on links to his preferred domain. This test was allegedly conducted by him only and has no external validation, and he has admitted that there's no proof that we'd at all be involved. Anyone could have downvoted him. Whoever's writing this response seems to have whatever Linus had, where everything they write just makes them sound more and more guilty. If you were initially so concerned about finding the people that were downvoting these posts, then why are you suddenly attacking the moderator that raised concerns? They go on to further slander the moderator. So, based on nothing but his own bias and with zero evidence of our involvement, he decided to publicly say he leaned towards it being bots manipulating, and tell his community that he wanted to ban links to us, and if anyone tried to post a link, he would post an auto reply telling him, Fextra is blacklisted for vote manipulation. and linking to his wiki instead. This is such a bad way to defend yourself against these allegations. Any reasonable person or company would come back with their own evidence or at least a measured statement addressing the allegations. Reacting over emotionally in this way just sets off a lot of red flags. They continue to whine in their forum post. It's very hurtful to me to see the stuff that people assume or take at face value. It seems you can accuse anyone of things on Reddit and get people riled up and assume it's the truth. Here is the truth. We didn't do any of this. There's literally zero evidence that we did any of this, and the moderator blaming us is heavily invested in the other website that since it was launched 2 years ago has constantly self-promoted on Reddit while bad-mouthing us. Typical of negative campaigns. It's not use me because I have good content. It's use me because they are evil, because make random accusation here. Is this company run by a bunch of 14-year-olds? You got banned from one subreddit. If you're this upset, you as a whole company need to go touch grass. They go on to comment on Asmongold and other creators covering the situation. This is now being spread as fact by other content creators that are using these false allegations to try and paint us in a bad light, because they perceive us as competition or a threat. Or because they're simply drama merchants that benefit from outrage and witch hunts. Yeah, they definitely did it. No innocent person has ever called something a witch hunt. They then go on to ramble in the next paragraph, denying any and all of the allegations, saying, I do not have any Reddit bots, or have used any Reddit bots, or even know how to use any Reddit bots. I didn't even know Reddit bots were a thing. And then they go on to trash Reddit, saying it only accounts for 1% of their traffic anyway. At the bottom, their TLDR states, this is a really ridiculous accusation that is also unfounded and has no evidence and could be done by anyone. The people who benefit the most from this are a very small website that is now being presented as the virtuous martyr of evil Fextralife, and that is being promoted exclusively without competition. They then include a section after the post with other false accusations, basically manipulating valid criticisms of the company by strawmanning their arguments. However, let's go over their response to the claim Fextralife is viewbotting. They first try to explain the semantics of viewbotting, which is when you use artificial and non-existent browsers to inflate views on Twitch, and that does try to fool advertisers because it plays an ad and nobody is watching. Whereas what they do apparently is embedding, which is an advertisement of the stream to real people on real browsers on an external website, adding, no advertisements are played on the embedded unit, generating zero revenue. Embeds are part of the intended code on Twitch and are an intentional feature that anyone can use, and many content creators besides us do. Note that despite this difference in definition between viewbotting and embedding, you could still run a viewbot on your web page that you have the stream embedded in and have that inflate the numbers. They say, what embedding does for me is make my website audience aware I'm a person, I'm streaming, and I can show them games that I think they'd be interested in. What embedding does for Twitch is give them free advertising for their platform and ongoing conversions from our website to Twitch. These new people would not be on Twitch otherwise and will now probably be recommended to someone else and hopefully come back and become part of the Twitch ecosystem. It's why Twitch has this feature, similar to YouTube embeds. Yeah guys, it's actually good that Fextralife is inflating their numbers by 25,000 viewers, because the viewership trickles down to us smaller creators, even though the website bots will never come to Twitch in the first place. They defend their embedding by saying, our embed is by no means a secret. It's very visible. In fact, in the best possible spot in our website. And there's even a command for it on our channel, and part of the channel rules. The idea that it's fraud is also absurd. Our sponsors are aware of the embed, and it's a great deal for them to be able to promote their content on both Twitch and to our site users at the same time, particularly in the prime location that the embed has on our website. I mean, yeah, of course it's a great deal for sponsors to be able to cheat on Twitch viewership and have their name just plastered to the top of whatever game category you guys are streaming that day. But that was Fextralife's entire response to being banned from the Baldur's Gate 3 builds subreddit and the additional comments from Asmongold and other content creators regarding viewbotting. Just a pretty awful way to defend yourself. I doubt it, but maybe that's what your community wants to hear. This terrible response to the allegations led to even more content creators mocking the company.
What the fuck? Streams offline, dude.
23,000 current chatters. Okay, dude. What the fuck? I'm a dead streamer, boys. I guess this is what a 23,000 person chat looks like, guys. It's not a. You're disgusting. If you insinuate that there's not 23,642 people right here, right now, you are fucking disgusting for implying to these view bots and they're not actually there. Okay, literally 23,000 people in this offline chat. Come on, 0 messages.
And Reddit users revealing that as far back as 2014, 9 years ago, people were calling out Fextralife for using their mod powers on the Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2 subreddits to manipulate votes and delete comments related to negative Fextralife criticism. Overall, the concerns of vote manipulation on the Baldur's Gate 3 builds subreddit are extremely valid considering their long proven history of doing just that. What they're doing by embedding their Twitch stream on their website in order to inflate viewership numbers for their sponsors is both extremely shady and harmful to other creators. It's just a cheat to get a top spot in whatever game category you're streaming in, and it takes that spot away from somebody that actually deserves it. Sponsors will also pass up other streamers with far more engaged viewership, just because you're pretending to be a far bigger channel than you actually are. And that's all valid criticism that becomes even more alarming considering the way Fextralife has decided to respond to it. Just acting like children being bullied, brushing off any criticism as harassment. And after all this, they claim in their response that they aren't a faceless company. Meanwhile, I still have no idea who the hell is running Fextralife. But that's everything on the Fextralife Asmongold Baldur's Gate 3 controversy. Not too complex of a situation today, so I don't think we need the recap, but let me know what you thought about each part of the story. Have you noticed misinformation coming out of the Fextralife wiki in the past? Do you think it was right for the mod from the Baldur's Gate 3 build subreddit to ban all of the Fextralife wiki links? And what do you think about the whole Twitch viewbotting versus embedding situation? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to stay caught up on the latest internet drama, feel free to come back anytime. Throw me a like on this video if you made it to the end and you want to help the channel grow faster. And send me any wild stories you want me to cover over on my Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.